What's going on, guys? In this video I'm going to be doing another versus, guys. Albania versus Malaysia. Now currently right now there's very limited destinations in Europe that are value for money and cheap, well, classed as cheap compared to the mainstream and the bigger destinations like Greece, forget London, I'm not even talking about London, Greece, Portugal, Spain, you know what I mean, Cyprus, holiday destinations as far as us that live in Europe. And obviously Southeast Asia is very well known, and it's known for so many different things, for its beauty, people, and it being somewhat of a cheaper destination, especially for guys coming from Europe to Asia. So I want to do versus and see how Albania compares to Southeast Asia. So let's go. We're going to talk about Albania, Europe's rising star. I mean, it is rising. In the next, I've been. So in the next 3 years, I personally estimate it be one of the top destinations in Europe, holiday destinations in Europe. It's beautiful, people are cool. Most importantly, it's got amazing beaches and beautiful, somewhat untouched waters and coastlines. Whereas you got the amazing Malaysia, which is still somehow low-key underrated because it's not talked much about or not visited much about, especially from guys in Europe. When it comes to Southeast Asia, everybody's going to Bali, everybody's going to Philippines, they're going to Thailand. People even going to Cambodia and 100% Vietnam before they go into Malaysia, which is weird because Malaysia has it all. Beautiful beaches, great city, turned up city in KL, and most great food, and it's super affordable. So in this video, let's compare the both cost, travel cost, culture, beaches, weather, and lifestyle. So let's go. So let's get it. Cost of living. Let's start with Albania first. It's super cheap when it comes to European standards, guys. Talking about European standards. Europe right now is getting very, very expensive. I'm not even going to talk about London, Germany, or France. Those are just fucking super expensive. I'm not talking about that. Compared to about Eastern Europe and other somewhat cheaper destinations, Albania is considered cheap, one of the cheapest when it comes to that, as far as European standards. Renting somewhere in Tirana will run you, let's say run an apartment, will run you between 300 to 600, and that depends where you are in Tirana. If you're going to downtown, really nice area, you're looking more $500 to $600 per month. But you can get somewhere as little as 300, right? In the city center, you're looking at 400 to $350 to $400 a month. So that's really dope, and that's pretty cheap as far as Europe. Food is super affordable, especially in local markets and local foods, local restaurants. You know what I mean? You want to go to taverns, those foods, and it's going to be rich in quality, and it's going to be a lot cheaper than you go to Western restaurants. So 100% that. And remember, guys, Albania is still very cash heavy. Cash is king out there. So realistically, having their money, the lick, it will go a long way than you bringing your cards or using Apple Pay and shit like that. You're probably not going to get too far. Yes, they do accept cards in most places, but in a lot of tourist places. Outside of the tourist places, it's going to be all cash. Malaysia, beautiful and absolutely even cheaper as far as all around what you're going to get all around. You're looking at $300 to $500 per month in Malaysia, even in cities like KL. KL is the capital and absolutely beautiful. One of my friends lives in KL, and I swear to God, she told me she paid $500 for her apartment, which was a fucking penthouse, 2 floors, overseeing the twin towers, not twin towers, but the patron towers. And I was like, I could not believe it. So getting amazing, beautiful new build apartment with like pools, gym, spa places will literally run you between 300 to 500. You can get a dope place downtown in KL. So already I would say accommodation is a lot better in Malaysia for sure. You get way better options, brand new options in Malaysia, and it'd be even cheaper to rent places when you go outside of KL. Local food is absolutely cheap. You can get amazing bargains on street food, great street food, very tasty street food, rich and just beautiful food in Malaysia. Malaysia again too. When I do this comparison videos, they've pretty much won every head-to-head outside of one, and that was my opinion. Again, outside of one, they've won every head-to-head when it comes to cuisine and food. So Malaysia's always winning this. But most importantly, it wins not because of taste and texture, but prices. Prices are dope. Of course, if you go to Western places, restaurants, it's going to be a lot more expensive, like most places. But if you try the local cuisines, local foods, dirt cheap. Not dirt cheap, but cheaper. And great thing about Malaysia, it's literally cashless. You can use your Apple Pay, pay your cards, pay with phone, whatever. So you do not realistically need cash. Malaysian money. I generally always have cash wherever I go. But again, you do not have to rely on that. You can just use your cards or your phone. Albania is cheap and dope, but Malaysia gives you all around. It just literally wins all around. And not only that, it's a hotter destination all year round, and it's a more modern destination, especially when it comes to accommodation. You're going to get a lot more modern options, beautiful options. Transportation infrastructure, well, this is a hands down Malaysia. It's not even close. Albania, like, literally just opened up to outside of Albania in 1991, 1992, 1993, and tourism really just started boosting in 2018. So it's relatively very new still, right? Numbers is gonna shoot up 100%. Because Albania is on every social media now, right? So a lot more people are gonna go there. It's very black friendly, it's like all international friendly. But public transportation is trash. They have minibuses, old ass minibuses. Good luck if you want to take a bus. I've seen more people hitchhiking than taking buses. That's what I'm saying. So the public transportation is absolutely trash. It's decent in Tirana, but once you get out Tirana, forget it. So literally getting around, you have to rent a car, and literally that's be the best way to get around. Yes, there's taxis obviously, but you're gonna spend a fortune doing that. So you got Malaysia. Malaysia obviously wins this hands down. You got Metro, you got LRT, you got monorail, you got also Grab's like your Uber. Absolutely very efficient, even better than Uber in my opinion. Super efficient, super cheap, easy to get around the city. So realistically, you don't need a car. Again, obviously very chaotic, lots of traffic, so you really shouldn't get a car anyway. But if you did get a car, it's not too bad to drive in Malaysia and KL, like in other cities. In other countries. Easy domestic flights from KL anywhere in Malaysia, so it's very easy to get around in Malaysia. So Malaysia absolutely wins it hands down. Super easy to move around, while Albania is very limited. Lifestyle and community. Well, Albania is up and coming. It's not there yet. In the next 5 years probably. It's super slow pace and super chilled. It's a huge expat area now. Not huge, but it's an up and coming expat area in Saranda, Vala, and Tirana. The fourth will be Durrës, but these are the top three. So if you're in Albania, you gotta definitely hit these top three places. Beautiful scenery, beautiful coastlines. But some places you go once you leave Tirana, or you out of Saranda or Tirana, you can stop at some places. You be like, you're thinking like moving like in 30 years ago, right? So it's still very backwards compared to like Malaysia and stuff like that. Whereas Malaysia is more urban. You got KL, Penang, Langkawi, Borneo. Strong digital nomad community. A lot of people moving out there. Like I keep saying in previous videos, and I'll always say, if you want to base yourself in somewhere in Asia, especially Southeast Asia, KL is the best place. It's a lot cheaper than Bangkok now. Bangkok's actually getting very expensive as far as Asia. So definitely a lot cheaper than Singapore. So I don't even know why you would live in Singapore when you can live in KL. So KL is like the best place. KL, Penang, huge communities for digital nomads and a lot of transplants. So a lot of people going out there and living and basing themselves there. So Malaysia, a lot more cultured, a lot more diverse, because again, there's many people from all different parts of the world going out and basing themselves in Malaysia. I mean, Albania will win for you if you want more raw and untouched. There's some beaches and some places that you would go in Malaysia just looks like it hasn't been touched by tourists yet. So that's always great. You know what I mean? And if you want to do it, you better do it now, because in 5 years it's going to be just like Greece. It's going to be overrun. Whereas, you know, Malaysia is a bunch of everything: island life, city life, and you just got a lot more options of things to do in a bigger community, in a sense. You know what I mean? Food and culture. Woo! Well, I mean, I shouldn't. I'm not going to go through much into depth with this, because this is hands down Malaysia, right? This doesn't even. It's not even close. But Albania, you have more Mediterranean diet, so lots of meat, lots of grilled meats. They love meat. Lots of lamb out there. Olives, cheese. They eat lots of bread. The women out there, ooh wee, they're thick. Ooh wee, beautiful and thick. Boy, they got nice figures, because they eat a lot of bread, a lot of cheese, a lot of olives, a lot of meat. And they have an Italian influence, so there's loads of pastas and lots of cappuccinos. There's a lot of coffee places, and they all have cappuccinos over there. There's still a lot of people drink cappuccinos and espressos and shit like that. So yeah, pizza's not very good. I had like a pizza once, and so I wouldn't go to Albania to have pizza, but hey. But less street food. Not being a street food place, is more of a sit down culture. So meaning you go to places to sit down and eat. Literally friends, work meetings, and families. You literally going out and eating and sitting down and eating. So you're gonna go to many places where there's loads of people on tables. You know what I mean? Whereas Malaysia is absolutely food heaven. I mean, you got a mesh of cuisines from the Malay, Chinese, and Indian just meshed into one. And you can even separate them and go to your various different ones. But food out there is absolutely phenomenal. You got the big coffee drinkers and dessert, which I love. But just generally, food is quality. I'm not even talking about from restaurants to street food. It has literally top 2 best street food places in the world. It might be number 1 for a lot of people. Matter of fact, a lot of people are going to choose Malaysia for number 1 street food. So that tells you a lot about Malaysia and its quality of food. So if you love your food, 100%, you're not going to go wrong with Malaysia. But again, you want somewhere simple, chilled, a little bland as far as food wise. I wasn't too impressed with the food, but still, you want a new destination, Albania will do it for you. Malaysia, if you're a straight up foodie, then Malaysia 100% hands down, hands up, hands down, hands to the side will 100% win. Accommodation and long-term stays. Albania really ranks up high in this. Reason why? Because one, especially for a lot of Westerners, it's a visa-free place. So you literally can go anytime in the year, visa-free. So you take advantage of that. So realistically, if you have a digital job, you're a digital nomad, and you want to go somewhere, just have a little break, you can go to Albania easily. You literally don't have to get a visa, none of that shit. You can just go out there for like a month, 2 months, easy, no problem. Just get your ticket. So this is great, right? And you can lease long term. You can get 1 month to all the way for a year in places. So there's a lot of buildings up, a lot of apartments, because it's a growing infrastructure that's growing to cater to more foreigners. So you can get really nice Airbnb, really private apartments, you know what I mean, for good prices. Albania and Malaysia pretty similar, depending on the time of the year. The great thing about Malaysia will be more consistent all year round, whereas Albania, obviously during the summer period, prices are going to be more spiked. Malaysia, if you want like experience the high life, really like new build, just being on the 30th floor, looking at the skyline for affordable prices, then Malaysia. You can get amazing apartment, like dope apartments, brand new, with 2 pools, rooftop pool, overseeing the city, and for very cheap. As far as compared to Europe, right? You can get something from $400 to $500 per month, downtown in the center, city center, absolutely dope. You know what I mean? You know, gyms, pools, all for budget, really good prices. The only thing that outside of Albania, you got a 90-day visa, which is great. So that you got 90 days, 3 months. You got 3 months, which is, again, too, this is what I'm saying, man, for digital nomads and just world travelers that want to go base stuff in in Asia, Malaysia, 90-day visa. They give you a 90-day visa, so 3-month visa, which is dope. You know, some places don't even give you that. So realistically, get a 3-month visa on arrival. And if you want, you can extend it if you want for even more. 3 months, I'm good with 3 months. Actually, why it's cold here, go there for 3 months. Actually, I'm gonna be doing that this year. So Albania, as far as if you want to go move somewhere or live somewhere for a longer period, it's absolutely gold because there's no visa requirements. You could just go there and live, just find a place and live, which is amazing. Malaysia is more of a 90-day 5-star live. If you want to live like an absolute general, a king, in a penthouse, you know what I mean, for a decent price, Malaysia is the one. So let's talk weather, nature, and safety. Albania, pretty dope, but it has its 4 seasons: sunny summers and snowy winters. So in the winter it gets cold as fuck, right? So if you a tropical person, then you're gonna struggle in winter. But if summer gets really hot, I was just out there and it got to 36 degrees. So it gets really hot in the summer, you know what I mean? But in winter it gets really cold too. Where it's gorgeous beaches, amazing mountains, so you can go hiking, you can go to the beach, you can do different things. And it's actually on which you get a lot of misinformation. It's actually pretty safe in Albania. I don't know, Albania gets a lot of flack for it being very unsafe. Albania mafia and all that shit. Albania is very safe. I saw the dummy drivers and I saw a lot of accidents car wise. I didn't see any problem. I didn't see any fight, any arguments. Very safe. So guys, and very friendly. So guys, do not let that all the nonsense you hear in social media, in the press, and all that stupid shit about Albania being dangerous. Absolutely not true. There's petty crime everywhere, obviously, but it's a safe country. But you know what I mean? When it comes to someone like me always liking tropical, warm places, Malaysia will win for me because Malaysia is a tropical destination, which means it's hot and warm all year round. Yes, they have the rainy season, which is a couple of months. It's very humid and it just rains a lot. But it's still it's super hot. So, you know what I mean? So I mean, if you're brave, you can, while it rains, you can go out for a swim still. So you know what I mean? It's still very hot and humid. You get jungle hikes, island hopping, urban parks, lots of greenery, amazing food, great people, and very safe. Very, very safe. Very low in Asia for violent crimes, but some petty crimes like a pickpocket and shit like that. In most places you have that, but Malaysia, you got your pickpockets, so watch your pockets, guys. Hold your pockets. Now, it's not that bad, but you know, just always be aware. So Albania has its seasons. Amazing in summer, very cold in winter. But shit, some people love winter and love snow, so Albania will be a good shout. Also, prices will be a lot cheaper, and you're gonna get so many accommodations to choose from. So winter will be actually a great time to go to Albania if you like the cold. But like me, love palm trees and tropical places, then you know Malaysia will be great. But again too, they have fucking not tsunamis, but you got the typhoons and shit like that and hurricanes during rainy season. So again, you know what I mean. So I would go to Malaysia during the non-rainy season. So my final verdict for this versus comparison depends on your flow, depends on your mindset, depends what you want. If you want something chill, simple, have a little fun, but more relaxed, you want to just explore the outdoors, then Albania. Not only that, it's visa free. So literally you don't have to worry about visas, going to the embassies and all that dumb shit. You could just go to Albania. So, you know what I mean, take advantage of that while it lasts. Whereas if you want warm, humidity, lots to do, traveling, exploring the Asia period, then Malaysia would be a great place to base yourself. Not only that, it's you know, modern living. You know, you can live in a high rise, overseeing the city. It's comfort, it's got variety, got amazing food, great people, and lots to do. So it all depends on what you feel. Now, if I had to, obviously this is a versus country versus country. If I had to make a decision on what I wanted all around, I would choose Malaysia hands down, because not because of all these different things. It's more as far as what my money is going to do for me, how long and how far my money is going to go. And for me, Malaysia is going to go a lot longer. So Malaysia will 100% always win this for me. Again, it all depends on what you want and what you do. But if you Now, let me know in the comments if you want me to do comparisons to other countries, like for instance Albania versus Montenegro. Actually, I would love to do a video of that. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a video of that, and I will do a video about that. But Albania would win if you compare it to Europe. But for now, right now, as we speak, if I'm comparing it to some Southeast countries, Albania is getting his ass whooped, especially when I'm comparing it to Malaysia. So what do you think? What's your opinion? Let me know in the comments. Would you rather go to Albania or Malaysia? Or depends, guys, right? Let me know in the comments. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that like button too. And share this video so people that thinking of either going to Albania or Malaysia. And go check out my other videos that talk about all these different countries that I've been to, especially in Southeast Asia and in Europe. Again, if you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and support the channel. Till next time, peace.